Hello everyone, welcome to our Accounting 210. In this video, we will start talking about chapter 3. So I want to give you a general idea of chapter 3. I would say it's a very important chapter, and then we will have at least 5 or 6, even 7 videos to talk about that. It has 2 parts. Basically, it's talking about how do we allocate our manufacturing overhead. Why? Because we need to do that because for direct labor and direct material, we can treat them, right? We said those are direct costs, so we can treat them. Therefore, we know, hey, in order to make this car, we really spend like 1 pound of plastic, really someone Tom worked 10 hours on this job, so we can trace the cost. But for manufacturing overhead, if you already have a good understanding with chapter 2, you should know manufacturing overhead has indirect material, indirect labor, and then other manufacturing overhead like depreciation, like insurance, those things. Since it's indirect cost, we cannot trace the cost directly to the cost object, right? So we don't really know the exact number related with that specific job, with that specific target, with the specific product. But we need to get the total cost. So when our clients ask how much is your product, we can then give them the code. Therefore, we need to allocate manufacturing overhead. Allocate manufacturing overhead. So in this chapter, you have 2 main tasks. You have 6 learning objectives, right? But you have 2 main tasks. I kind of put it here. First is related with the calculation. You have to calculate the predetermined rate. You have to calculate the predetermined rate. And then use it to allocate manufacturing overhead. Remember, it's talking about allocate because it's indirect cost. We always allocate indirect cost. We can trace direct cost. So that's the first main thing, okay? So this is the first main thing. The second main thing is we will do journal entries. I don't know you like it, yes or no. If you like it, that's wonderful. If you don't like it, I have to say sorry, but this is the only chapter that we have to do journal entry. So talking about this, I hope you have been working on the boot camp. If you remember that one is allocated in Blackboard on the left side. So I can show you just very quickly. So if you go to Blackboard, you see this bootcamp assignment is worth 15 points. It's an Excel file. You have to download it and then work on it. Unlimited attempt, and then upload to Blackboard so I can grade it. Put it in the points. So this bootcamp is related with your financial accounting. It kind of reviews all the journal entry, debit, credit, and all the account assets, income statement, those things. So I think do that and then related with the journal entry. Hopefully you can finish this part also happily, right? Okay, so now let's get started. The first learning objective talking about distinguish between job costing and process costing. So what's the meaning? As I say, I use handout for this chapter because I think we have kind of practice things. I don't use PowerPoint. But no matter PowerPoint or handout, they just give you a very brief guideline. So you have to read the textbook. You cannot say, I will understand this chapter by reading this 12 pages handout. You have to read the textbook to get better understanding and then get all the details, okay? The first thing talking about the job costing and then process costing. So what's the meaning? General idea is there are 2 types of costing. If you want to get the cost, if you want to get the cost of your product, there are 2 main methods. The first method is named as a job costing. So why we call it a job costing? Because the cost is related with each job. So when do we use it? We use it when we have a very different, unique jobs, different between jobs. Your textbook said many examples like jewelry design, like your each client for CPA firm, for hospital, because each job is different from other jobs. In that situation, we have to find the cost for each specific job. So we call it a job costing. It's related with each job. The second costing, we call it a process costing. When do we use it? We use it when we have this mass production. And all the units, they are identical, large quantities, so we call it a mass production. You can't produce the same things. This unit is very similar with the other unit, and then you produce a lot of units. So let's say the textbook give you an example of this saucer, like this sauce, right? This sauce, this bottom is very similar with the next bottom. It's not this sauce, it's different. No, each sauce, they are very similar. Like you make a Korean, you make the beverage, you make the chips. Those are massive production. They are very identical, almost the same, right? So in this situation, we use a process costing, which will be discussed in chapter 5, I believe. We don't go there, chapter. So your job is the difference of these two costing, So it's very likely in the multiple choice, I give you a situation. I said, hey, which situation we should use job costing? Let's just make an example. A, you make the beverage, okay? B is you make the chips. C is you make this sauce, right? C is you make this sauce. D is you make a customer designed house. So which one you should use job costing? The answer will be D, because this job is different from other jobs. Okay, so read textbook. I believe textbook give you a lot of detail regarding this costing method. Okay, so that's the first one. That's the first learning objective. Second learning objective is make sure you know the flow of the production and how different method and direct cost are traced, right? We said for direct cost, for direct material, and then for direct labor, we trace them to each specific job. Let's say you are designing a customer house for a specific customer, so we have to do job costing. And you found out that to make this house, you can trace. I used 10 pounds of wood, I used 20 pounds of concrete, and I have my workers. They go there, they build a house. They paint the house, they put all the furniture there. I traced the time schedule. I found out that, hey, totally in order to make this house, totally we spend 100 hours. And then each hour we pay our workers $15. So you can trace the direct material, and then you can trace the direct labor to that specific job. Okay, so your learning objective 2, basically talking about all the document and the forms, I'm not going to talk this detail here because I would say it's not the main task for your exam, but make sure you read your textbook, and then watch the videos. As I say, I'm not going to test you the detail, but I really want you to know the general idea. So, just to spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get general idea. Hey, when you get raw material, what form you should do. When you track your workers' schedule, what document, what form you have to prepare. So make sure you get a general idea, not only for this class, also for your, even when you have your career. So hopefully that helps you to understand the real business process. But we go to this table one more time. Let's look at the cost flow. So first is what we get the raw material, right? We get the raw material. Those things should seem very familiar for you because we talk about this in chapter 2 for the manufacturing company. How do we prepare the income statement? we first get raw material. What's the meaning of raw material? We keep this material in the storeroom until we need them. So we first put them in our storage place. We got the raw material, we got the wood, we got the concrete, we got all the bricks, those things. That's our raw material. And then we start building our house. We start building our house. I still use the house as an example. We start building our house, and then we cannot finish it overnight, right? It has to be done step by step. So we first build, a wall. Second time we build the first room. Third time we build the next room. So what will that be called? That's our work in process. That's our work in process. Is currently being worked on its factory. So we start using the raw material. We also have our direct labor. We also add our manufacturing overhead. We have all those three things, and then we start having the work in process. We start having our work in process. And we work for many, many days, like 2 months. Finally, we finished our inventory, right? Finally, we finished our inventory. So once we finish our inventory, so that is still our balance sheet. This is in our balance sheet. Those are our assets. So all of these three types, remember, those are our assets. Those are our assets, the inventory assets. And once we sell them, we sold them, right? We have to sell them. This become cost of goods sold and sitting in our income statement. Sitting in our income statement. So make sure, how do we change from our assets? Once sold, it becomes our cost of goods sold in our income statement. Why is it important? Because we have to use revenue minus cost of goods sold, get our gross profit minus all the period cost. We also call them as operating expense to get our operating income. Okay, I stop here. As I say, learning objective 1 and 2, just to give you a general idea with this chapter. We talk about the meat starting from learning objective 3. Let me know if you have any question. Thank you.